Welcome to the February edition of the video update for Petchkering High School. Thanks for taking a look at it. Like in the months past, I try to incorporate some activities that are going on and bring some students or some adults that are involved in those activities. So today I have Jessica Bosselman here with me to talk about something we started last year and we're going to be doing again this month. But I'll let Jessica tell a little bit about herself and then we'll talk about that activity.
My name's Jessica, and I'm a senior here. I play basketball and volleyball, and I plan on going to Miami University next year.
And do you know what you want to study?
Elementary education.
Elementary education, good. So you're part of the tutor program here?
Yes.
All right, and what grade level do you go to?
I tutor kindergartners.
All right.
So
All right, and how's that going?
it's fun. I love it.
Good, good. I hear a lot about you from my kindergartner. So Jessica's going to be here talking to us today about a program that we sort of developed in conjunction with some other high schools in direct relation to something called the Student Leadership Conference here in Northwest Ohio. And the Student Leadership Conference is something that happens every year at Defiance College. Multiple high schools from around really Northwest Ohio, I think around 33 high schools come together, and usually juniors attend, and there's a leadership talk, and then there's a session in the afternoon to really debrief and talk about just things that are directly related to your school and things that you can maybe try to work on, develop, and make better. So Jessica attended that conference last year. You remember the speaker?
Yeah.
Okay. And his name?
It was Ted or
Ted.
something.
Yeah.
Ted
Okay.
Talk.
Good. Good. And he stuck with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Good. So one of the things that came out of that time was something just basically we called it a student exchange program, and what it is we just had the idea of taking students from one school and exchanging with students from another school and vice versa. So we ended up with 4 students at our high school last year, about this time of the year, from Ayersville High School, and then 4 of our students went to Ayersville High School, and Jessica was one that actually went to the high school over at Ayersville, and then we had some students that acted as hosts here at the school. So first off, just kind of talk about when we first started talking about this, what you thought and what your expectations were.
I thought it'd be interesting to see how different our schools would be, even though we were close. And I just thought it'd be cool to see what life would be like there rather than here.
And do you know many people at Ayersville, or?
I know a few people, but not many. Like, I'm not good friends with anyone. But.
Okay. So you got there in the morning and you were paired up with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And was it another girl or?
Yeah, it was a girl.
Okay, mm-hmm. So you're paired up with another girl. And that's kind of a unique part of this too, because we don't always have the same number of girls going or boys going. So sometimes that doesn't always work out like that. But it seems to always be a positive experience. So you started there kind of going to class with them, right?
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that.
We first went to her, I think, algebra or pre-calc class, and the difference there, they had like hour-long classes and we have 45-minute classes, so I could tell that they seemed really long compared to ours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just probably what you're used to.
Yeah.
In terms of the length of class.
Mm-hmm.
Good. And then talk maybe about one of the things that many students want to talk about is like the lunchtime. So was there lunchtime similar to how we work ours, or did you go to the cafeteria?
I think it was different, but all of us who went over there, we all ate together in a separate room. Okay. So I didn't really eat lunch with everyone else.
Okay, yeah, got a special treatment.
Yes.
Okay, good. So just talk about maybe the classroom experiences. Not that one is better than the other, but did you notice some differences? Did you see some similarities?
The classes that I were in, I think they were smaller than what I was in. So there was a lot of like activity between the teachers and students. It was just a smaller class size with the students, basically.
Yeah. And one of the things that I remember Jessica coming back and sharing out about is that she actually either the person you were with or someone you saw was in a fashion class or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Which kind of caught your eye a little bit.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. So a little bit of a different set of maybe electives that are offered or something along those lines. Okay, good. So and then we come back and we do a little debriefing and so what would you take away from the experience?
I just think it was cool to like see how they do stuff there. And I noticed that they had locker signs, like the student council would put positive things on people's lockers. So I think we could start doing that, like just taking back from what they do there and bring it here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a great suggestion, and you're part of student council,
Yes.
so I think that's a great place for that to start. So
Mhm.
take it and run with it.
Yep.
So this year we're going to be doing student exchange coming up very quickly with Holgate High School. So do you have any suggestions when those students that are going? What would you suggest to them?
I think Holgate will probably be similar to us, like Ayersville, but it'd be important for them to just look at the little differences, because I'm sure there will be differences even if they are close.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. Well, good luck to you, Jess, and
Thank
thanks
you.
for being a part of this.
Yep.
And I'll finish up the rest of the update. Again, the newsletter is posted on our website, so please do go take a look at that. A few things, and these are kind of reminders that I've been talking about them for a couple months now in the video update, but just as a reminder, graduation requirements for the juniors and beyond, so 2018 and beyond, have changed. We are hosting a community meeting on February 27th at 7 p.m. in the cafeteria to talk about those. I would encourage every junior parent to attend that. At that time, one of the pathways to graduation is through something called graduation points. We will be passing out a document that outlines where your student's at on those graduation points and where they need to be. And we'll be taking questions and trying to answer those. I will say here for the first time that some of those questions aren't even answered at a level at the state level and beyond. So we will do our best to weed through those questions and answer them to give you as much information as possible. But please do try to attend on the 28th at 7 p.m. to hear more about those graduation requirements. Along with those graduation requirements, we are now required by law to give an ACT here on our campus to all juniors, and that's starting with the class of 2018, our juniors right now. We will be doing that on March 21st here at the high school. We will start right away in the morning. That includes all juniors, including vocational school students. So those students will be here that day taking the ACT, and that is free of charge. All scores will be college accepted as long as the pre-test or the pre-identification sheet is filled out correctly by the students, which they'll be doing before the testing date. So again, that day will be March 21st here on the campus, and that will include our vocational school students also. Questions about that, please do, again, take a look at the hard copy newsletter that's on our website to find out more information. And again, on the website where the newsletter is, there's multitude of links telling you more information about these graduation requirements as they're happening and as updates are being given. As I say here and do this update right now, we're approaching the midterm of the third 9 weeks, believe it or not. So I would encourage you to use Power School to check out those grades at this time. If you're unsure on how to get in there and see your students' grades, number one, ask your student, because they're probably looking at their grades pretty regularly. Number two, you can email our tech department at techdept@phhhs.org. And if you're having difficulty with that, please do call out here to the office and we can give you more information. Okay, that's going to end our update for February 2017. Thank you for taking the time to look at it.